Hey guys, welcome to our E3 wrap-up of 2018. We talk about sort of the winners and losers of the conference. Sorry the video's a little late. We've been on road trips. We're wrapping up here, putting up interviews. So this sort of wraps up our coverage here. Though I do have a few more videos for you later. But yeah, so let's get right to it. And I'm going to start it off with the Sony press conference. So, wow, guys.
I enjoyed that one.
You did, Joe?
I did.
No, you're the only one.
What?
It was a disaster.
I liked a couple of the games that they were showcasing.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah, but
yes, that is true.
It's
So the
not-
games later on, but you have
you have to endure some of it.
The
but
presentation
there is some good
sucked
stuff.
this year compared to previous years.
Yeah,
Remember?
I don't know how many years you've seen the Sony press conference, but basically they fucked it up.
Yep.
And they fucked it up bad. They tried to do something different.
Yep.
It turned out to be boring.
Really boring.
They had technical issues. Did you hear all
Was
the
it
like
that,
mic
that guy
interference?
with the flute.
The guy with the flute. They spent way too much time on the banjo dude in the church house. Was that not going for a
That
long
was
time?
weird.
See, here's the thing. Joe
Yeah,
watched it
okay.
and he can scan through it, but he's not forced to sit through a fucking
heard that he got
7-minute long.
moved.
So, you
He got
didn't-
moved?
Yes, they moved from
You didn't-
That
area
was
to
weird.
area.
Yeah.
And while they had to move, we, as an audience who were watching it from home, had to sit there and wait for these motherfuckers to get to the next fucking room while talking heads jerked off about the Sony conference and the Sony this and Sony that.
Yeah.
So what you don't know, OJ, is Sony in the past E3s was really straight to the fucking point and showed off what they needed to. They were like, here's gameplay, here's trailers, here's gameplay, here's trailer, here's gameplay, here's trailers. That's the end of the conference.
Yeah.
This year they were like, let's listen to a bunch of people we don't care about talk. Let's have like 30 minutes of bullshit before the conference.
And a
just
bunch of
horrible
musical
pacing.
segments that nobody asked
Yep.
for, nobody cares about because we're here for the games.
Yep.
Technical issues up the ass. You got this one, guy screaming in a language I've never heard of before.
Yep.
Maybe he was picking up a different game or something because it was piped through
Yeah,
his
I
audio
saw that.
towards
I was
the
like,
end.
The linear level, no, like that was our Manhattan, that's our New York City, and it just happened to be on like a main story mission. But in between, like something like you saw on the raft, or we showed that back at last E3, you can just swing around New York City and have fun.
Let's go to that footage because we have it running here on the main monitor. We'll go to it in just a second. This is the beauty of the live environment.
Yeah, this
Oh, and then all those
What is
times
going
they
on?
went off stage and forgot to turn off their microphones when they were backstage.
Yeah.
And they were saying, he's like, I nailed it. And
No,
stuff
no,
like
no.
that. You heard
You're,
that.
you're mixing that
Am
up
I
with
mixing it up?
Ubisoft.
Oh,
yeah.
that was Ubisoft.
And
yeah.
that was a cute moment. But so Sony, here's the thing. And I wrote it here. This is something I really need to stress. This year, you really fucked it up in terms of presentation, technical issues. The only good part was that once the conference started to get going, you had the games.
Yep.
The games were good.
Yes.
And that's and so I just hope that Sony isn't turning into its old PS3 out of touch self.
I really
Because
don't
I'm
want
starting to get a feeling of this, which it seems like that's what's happening recently with this terrible E3 show. I've having a lot of problems with their PR, like shadowy, like PR stuff. Like I can't get access, even though I've had access before, and then I have to sneak into places. And you know that Spider-Man interview that I
Yeah.
did, and the dude was so happy. We exchanged cards afterwards. He's like, "Oh man, we
Snuck
seen
in.
so." I had to fucking sneak in there.
Nice.
What is that? What the fuck? I had to go through Sony UK, and they were like, "Are you UK? Are you broadcasting in UK?" I was like,
Yep.
"Yeah."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everything.
in the
Thank
UK.
you to all you UK fans out there for basically giving me in. I went to the Sony US and they were like, no. The lady there was a huge bitch, And she was like, no, this is a secure area and you're not allowed to come in here. And we're not scheduling appointments. Just try. And she was mean about it. And I understand maybe at the, you have a bunch of, the blue badges is what they're calling them. The people that aren't press are probably coming up all the time. Can I get into this, Sony, this, and... But man, she treated me with such disrespect and I was shocked. I didn't tell her who I was. I didn't say anything like that. But they're just treating people like shit out there. Yeah. And I was like, wow. And I don't have a Sony contact anymore. Like, I guess people have left the company. So all that, plus, you hear about all this Fortnite bullshit?
No.
This cross-platform stuff. If you play your Fortnite on PS4, it's locked on PS4. You cannot play your account on the Nintendo Switch, and they're not telling people that if you play your Fortnite account on PS4, you get locked the fuck in. And you have to start a whole new account and start a whole new everything and buy a whole new everything on the fucking Switch or other platforms. Sony is not playing nice with cross-platform play. No. And I could have sworn many years ago it was Microsoft that wasn't playing nice and Sony wanting to do it. But maybe I'm wrong about that because it seems, John Smedley of the Sunlight, he was recently quoted as saying it's all about the money. I know, I've worked with them before. They just do not want people to buy a game and have it and then play it on Xbox's networks or whatever. Play it with other people on that. You need to reverse your decision, Sony. You're starting to stink of corporate bullshit. You're starting to stink of losing touch with gamers. And if you didn't have all these amazing studios already working on amazing games, then I'd be really worried right now. Because in my opinion, Sony, huge disappointment this year. Yep. Like their show-wise.
Yeah, I can
show-wise,
see that,
huge disappointment.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of fast-forward through the music.
I knew you did. I knew you did. Because I saw you over there, Joe.
But
we had to fucking sit through that shit.
It's like, how long is this?
Dude with a flute. So let's talk about the actual Sony games that they showed and why it wasn't a complete loss. So they start off with the banjo dude in the church house, which was way too long. But they got to The Last of Us 2.
They wanted to immerse you.
Yeah, immerse you and immerse the 50 people they got to fit in that stupid unair-conditioned goddamn. Anyways, Last of Us 2 looked amazing. In fact, it looked so good that people are saying it's bullshot. And they really doesn't look like that. It was some jealous developer. I forget what developer it was from some other companies. And Sony had to say, or Naughty Dog had to come and say, no, this is real, And I saw at my hotel, a bunch of guys, relaxing and having drinks, and they had their shirt on, The Last of Us 2. And guess what, Joe? Almost all of them have seen our video. And they were super, super cool. They were like, where's OtherJoe?
Like, man, Ellie's pretty hot.
Yeah, Ellie. Because OtherJoe played Ellie. And they were really awesome people. They were genuinely excited about their game. And that all helped. In addition to seeing the conference, which the gameplay blew me away, I was like, that cannot be real.
It looks great. Yeah.
I mean,
it looked fantastic.
The facial expressions during the attacking, the animations, it looked amazing. Now, I don't, honestly, but I wasn't as hyped as I could have been. Yeah, the technology's impressive, the graphics are good, but I wanted to see, some of the, we're fighting humans.
You're fighting
in
more
this
humans,
mostly.
Yep.
And then we have this story of Ellie's, she's LBGT, she's gay and she's kissing up on a girl, or maybe she's bi, I don't know. She was talking with this one dude. I'm not interested in that. I don't really care about Ellie's love life. You know what I mean? I think it's a better story, the connection between her and Joel.
I agree.
And we never saw Joel. And I was like, okay, well shit, is Joel in this? Are we
dead?
We're focusing on the humans this time. Are we going to be focusing on this love story? I don't care.
I get what they were going for. They were going for, look at how sweet she is. Stark contrast to how she's like a brutal murderer killer thing.
When they
and they were going for the back and forth, how she can maintain that but still be super fucked up.
Right.
Because she's, someone who can do that with zero hesitation and stuff. You're just desensitized.
Yeah. The emotional impact, and that's why I'm encouraged by seeing that stark contrast, that we're going to get that in the game and we're going to really feel some emotion. But if it's a story about Ellie's love life, I'm gonna be bored in comparison to the first game. Because I gave the first game remastered edition, cheating a little bit, a 10 out of 10.
It was good, yeah.
So that's what I think one of their best ones. Then they go back to talking head segments, a bunch of fucking jagoffs just talking about how great Sony is.
Just
and it was
sitting there
awful.
for like 15
Audio
minutes.
is awful.
And they had a glare. They did it outside, and they didn't even bother using glare protectors. I shit you not on the stream. There was this huge glare for like half the conference outside, and we were sitting there making fun of it. It's like, I can't see anyone. There's a giant glare. I can't do shit.
And I think one of the streams went down. I had to switch to a different stream. Anyway, then they go on to Destiny 2 Forsaken. So did either of you guys see this? The trailer.
I'm Destiny out.
Destiny out?
Yeah.
Well, the trailer, how they're going to reel you back in is they're going to kill the best fucking character in the game.
No, not really. He's
We're gonna
died
kill.
6 times.
No, we're gonna kill Cade 6. He
For
is not
real.
in the lore. Many
For
people.
real this time.
No, and many people have told me that if an Exo, the type of race that Cade is, if they die, they're dead.
Well,
There's no coming back.
the whole-
Because I said maybe he'll come back as Cade 7.
Well, the whole thing was I thought that Cade 1 through 6 was iterations of him that had died.
Is it really?
It was like Cade 4, Cade 5,
Fuck, I
Cade
can't
6.
figure out the lore here because it's so goddamn
There's not enough
Destiny.
information in the lore.
There's no goddamn grimoire in the game. Fuck you guys. I'm tired.
I thought
of
they
Destiny.
died, they came
I'm
back, but
done.
they lost
and
a
the
little bit of
fans,
themselves every time.
The poor fans, I love you guys as fans of Destiny because you're hardcore loyalists at this point. But you're like,
They're holding
Joe, this is
on.
the only way
They're
that they
holding
can
on.
make the story darker. I'm like, really? This is the only way?
way.
This is the only way. And I said, okay. Well, let me ask you this, and none of them had an answer for this. If they really cared about making a darker story, a really emotional impact, and really took their character seriously, we're going to kill Cade, we're going to get an emotional impact, why did the fuck did they reveal it in the trailer? Imagine if you're playing through this game and Cade's over there trying to save your life. You're like, no, okay.
That's why I think-
and then that, and it's like, wow. And that's it. And then they
Ruined
show
it.
they
I think
fucking
I
ruined
think that's
it.
the switcheroo. They're gonna be like, "Oh, you think he's dead," and then the switcheroo's gonna be, "He's not really dead." Wow, what a twist! But here's the thing about Destiny, and I don't care how many people get mad.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying, "Oh, this is fixing the game. They're fixing a lot of issues. Go back, try it now."
No, they already sold you 2 fucking
So,
expansions
let
that
me-
were overpriced, garbage,
let me-
recycled.
They did this exact same fucking thing in the first Destiny. All these fanboys are so blind. They're copying their exact model. Guarantee this is like their 3rd expansion. They're gonna fix it like they did with Destiny 1 in their 3rd fucking expansion, and then a month later or a few months later you might get another one, but then they're gonna announce Destiny 3 and they're gonna be like, "Oh, don't worry, we fixed it," and then they're gonna do the same shit with Destiny 3 they did in Destiny 2.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
gonna suck for 3
Yeah.
expansions.
Well,
They're
there's
gonna fix
rumors
it.
that Bungie isn't going to work on Destiny 3. They want out of it, and they got the Chinese investment, but then they tried to smash those rumors and say, no, we're all about Destiny. Well, here's what you need to do. If Forsaken comes out and it doesn't impress the fucking pants off of everybody story-wise, and you put in the goddamn lore into the game and the grimoire into the game, then I think it's done. Forsaken is your last chance, and you've already basically spit on the fans multiple
burned
times
us.
by doing all that fucked up shit. We've been paying attention. I can't even list them here. Watch Destiny channels. Destiny centric channels will even tell you how fucked up they don't listen to their community.
They were doing underhanded shit too,
Yeah.
like lying
All
about.
right, but
XP
we're
numbers.
not
It was
going to
just
turn
bad.
this
It's
into a
bad.
Destiny video. So
Yeah.
we
Next.
move on to the next great part of the Sony conference, Ghosts of Tsushima. Joe, you were
That
saying the flute song.
looked amazing. Okay. I
Aside-
watched the first minute of the flute. I skipped the last 12 minutes of the flute. But the ghost of what is it?
Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima. Oh,
Tsushima, Joe.
Can't
That
say-
Joe
you
can't.
say it.
He doesn't like sushi. Can't pronounce any of the Japanese
Tsushima.
words. You're gonna have a hard time
I
playing
am.
the game, Joe.
It's a ghost of the badass.
Yeah, Ghost of the Badasses, Samurais. What'd you think?
Oh man, I loved it because like we've been talking about it nonstop. If Assassin's Creed
yeah.
does another one, let's take it back to
Japan.
old Japan. And
And
this is basically what it looks like.
This is
The graphics
better.
were amazing.
Yeah,
on
this is
I'm excited
better.
for it.
Better graphics than would have Assassin's Creed Japan would have put out. It looks like a more involving story. This is by a well-known studio that I think is capable of making this thing rose way up on my most anticipated list games
I'm
of all
excited.
time.
It
Like
looks pretty sweet.
it's up there with Red Dead Redemption, Joe. Like this is this
Same
went
with
way
me.
up. So you got the Mongol invasion. You've got an amazing sort of landscape and environments. The grass is all waving. The trees look amazing. You see that cherry blossom tree they were fighting next
Them
to in
is
the
some
end?
nice leaves.
And they had leaves. That's a good leaves, Joe.
Good leaves.
You know, and he's fighting his friend because this female sort of assassin or whatever
Yeah, the
is
guy
trying
betrayed
to
him.
trying to kill this monk dude, and so really interesting stories. Open world, Japan. I hope this starts a whole new franchise and we really get. Well, this seems like one and done, you know.
Yep.
So I mean, you can't do a sequel out of that. Oh, the Mongols invaded this island.
Who
And then
knows?
oh, the Mongols invaded again. No.
Why not? Let's just do it.
Let's
Let's
do
get
it.
crazy with it.
Get crazy, but no, this really made the Sony show worth it. You know, this and Last of Us 2 was good, and then we go on to Control. From Remedy. You know, so Remedy, hot off their Quantum Break, which me and Joe found incredibly boring. But there were some interesting segments.
Was that the Nissan out of 10?
Yes.
That's the
Nissan
Nissan out of 10. All right.
I
yeah.
hope that this is not. I hope that this is not fucking. You know, Quantum Break 2 secretly. This is it within that world. I just want no more Quantum Break. Fuck all that. This needs to be Control. Control. Nothing about Quantum Break in here. You've got the physics engine was what impressed me the most.
Yeah, it's like some Inception feel to it. So that's pretty
it
cool.
did.
Like assembling and reassembling her gun is literally
That was
made out
pretty
of
cool.
these
Yeah.
square components that reassemble. So not much about it other than it looks impressive graphics wise. So we'll see.
Yeah,
Female
pretty
lead.
much.
Interesting maybe.
The whole
but
simulation looking thing.
not
would be
enough
pretty
there
good.
really to get super excited about though. So then we move on to something that did get everybody super excited.
I'm super
Resident
excited about
Evil
it.
2.
Heck yeah. dude.
This is how you do a remake.
More
you know-
zombie games?
No, this is I know,
This is a
Joe.
good remake.
This is how you do a remake though, Joe, because it's been so long since I've played Resident Evil 2. I literally remember nothing. Because I didn't own a Sony PlayStation at the time. I had to go over to a friend's, and so I didn't play the whole game. I only got bits and pieces of the level. I played through the first Resident Evil completely on my own. I loved it, but I never got to that sequel. I was, oh, they're going to a city now. They got cops. It's Raccoon City. What's going on? So this is my opportunity to really get the full effect and flavor of the original. So it's going to be even better for me than it is any of you motherfuckers that have played
Well,
the game
the thing
already.
is too is they're not just only remaking it; they're changing a lot of the core systems
Oh,
to
yeah?
be more modernized and stuff
Hell
from
yeah.
what the trailer was showing off and the
Yeah.
gameplay they showed off. And so they're going above and beyond. They're using the Resident Evil 7 engine from what
Yeah.
it looked like, and they're doing it in a way that would feel good for the modern gamer. And they're redoing the whole story. And I honestly can't wait. I just can't wait to see what they do with that. game.
Capcom is killing it,
They're
man.
killing it,
They
yeah.
are really just turning around and just pumping out exciting shit after exciting. Monster Hunter, when I didn't get to play it that much, but I know
Oh, it was
a
freaking
huge success.
amazing.
You enjoyed the hell out
I
of
have
it.
291 hours in it.
See?
Last I checked.
So
Like,
and Street Fighter allowing us to work with the Street Fighter. I finally got to meet up with the licensing team at the YouTube gaming little shindig that they were doing. So I finally met those guys. They're freaking awesome.
That's awesome.
And allowing us to do the Street Fighter, even though all of the criticism I've told them, they want to get better. They want to work. They want to evolve. And I'm like, wow, I'm so happy to see this from Capcom. So, and yeah, definitely awesome people out there, and I'm supporting the shit out of that. Then we
yeah.
go to Bathtub Guy. Bathtub Guy Trover saves the universe.
Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty. Literally a reskin. I mean, it's Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
The dude in the bathtub is like Rick, and the dude that walks in is Morty.
everything was.
Hey, but you know what? Fuck all y'all, and fuck you. I think it's
that
great.
I didn't even.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Bathtub Guy, and we're here at E3 to take some looks at this new game I'm going to show you right now. Trover Saves the Universe. Let's give it a look.
I didn't even crack a smile during
Oh
that.
man, I
so
was having a
forced.
good time.
It
No,
was so forced.
and I know that this divided people. People were like, I hate that kind of comedy, or no, that was not funny.
It wasn't even a matter of that comedy.
No.
They make it good in Rick and Morty, but God, it fucking felt so forced. in
No,
that
that's
Bathtub Guy.
kind of the
It was
comedy
so-
style.
it
Like,
was-
hey,
it was
I'm gonna
like-
play this
I don't
fucking
know.
game now.
I wasn't a fan.
I'm a
Nobody
bathtub
in
guy.
my, yep, nobody.
Let me show you this demo and things. I like just the way they talk. I'm excited for it. I think is this a VR title? I don't know.
Hopefully.
It's like a VR title, and they showed a lot of impressive VR titles, but it didn't really get into the Sony conference. That was probably a part of the sizzle reel, and there's a lot of really cool VR titles that are coming up that I'm excited for. So I was happy to see that, but curious that Sony kind of kept VR out of their main thing. Really,
That
they
is
didn't have a
weird,
focus
yeah.
on it. So that was another misstep from Sony, in my opinion. Then they showed Kingdom Hearts 3, and they had probably one of the better presentations of Kingdom Hearts 3.
Mm-hmm.
The Square Enix, oh God, we'll talk about Square Enix later, but they just replayed the same fucking trailer we've already seen. Here they showed off
Pirates!
Pirates!
You get to play as Jack Sparrow.
or meet Jack Sparrow. I don't know if
wanna
you play him.
play-
I have no idea.
I want to play as Jack.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see how good it is.
And so I was excited about this. You see some Frozen stuff. You see, no, that was
That's the other
Xbox.
one.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they showed them at both conferences. They had both different things, and it was interesting. But one thing I gotta say, which we're gonna get some hate by the time we do a review, because we're gonna do a review on this one because I'm excited about it. Yeah. So get prepared, and the fans are rabid, Joe. I've already got people attacking me that I haven't played the first two. I'm not gonna know what I'm not gonna know what's
saw-
going
You
on.
literally
Well, that's
will
not
not
our
know
fault.
what's
That's the
going
fault of the fucking game. There better be a recap in there. There better be
I don't
a
think there is.
storyline you can follow. But the one thing I gotta say about Kingdom Hearts 3, and I've played it. One of the boss battles was awful. Like you're running up and you're attacking the dude's foot. It's like really like this is the game design 101 on what not to do with the boss. Now it opens up later and now you're flying on a fucking train and you're firing fireworks and I was like, all right, this is fucking how you do it. But there are moments in that gameplay demo that was on the floor there that I got my hands on that I was like, is this what everybody's excited about? Then we get to the story, Joe. And the story and the voice acting is... I'm going to play this shit in Japanese. There better be a Japanese option. You know what I'm saying?
That's the best.
Because this shit is so melodramatic, so written so poorly and basic that I'm like, oh my God.
So the thing you have to know.
my heart is the heart. My heart of your heart is my heart.
So
Yeah, I
You know what I'm
remember that.
saying?
I remember that.
the Kingdom Hearts has always been like that.
Oh, okay.
And it appeals
Yeah,
to
yeah.
very specific people and to a younger generation. The game is not
It's
supposed
nostalgic
to be.
for
It's
that.
nostalgic and it's not supposed to be complex or crazy or anything.
Right. I know it's
there's
for
like-
kids.
I'm
These
not-
kids grew up and they're rabid about their
There's-
childhood when they grew up with these games. But for adults who are coming in and when you're opening up a wider fan base, because they
Not
want
for you, old man.
they want more
It's not
people
for
to
you.
come into the thing. No, it is for me these days because you know how old Kingdom Hearts is. It is for me.
It's pretty
But
old.
the thing is, it's gonna be pretty interesting. I'm gonna have a great time with Kingdom Hearts.
I'm not
Moving on.
holding any. I'm just gonna whatever happens with that game.
Yeah.
Like, either way.
Then we go to Death Stranding, and
It's
you
a
know,
movie so far.
is it good? It's a walking simulator. So we
Yeah,
have nothing
I've
but
seen
negative
people
to
walking.
say.
Oh.
Why are we saying this negative stuff about it? We're so excited about it.
I'm
It
not.
was so mysterious. Now, when they show gameplay, we're walking over open, empty areas with a big old backpack on our back, and I don't know. I was a little less excited after the gameplay.
So I'm gonna say what I said from the beginning. Just because someone's been good at something before doesn't mean that they can blow it away in a new title or be good at it again. And
Okay, I understand that danger.
Everything that we've been hyping up with Kojima and everything is because it was like, oh, he did this. Oh, he showed shock value trailers and stuff. But there's not been any gameplay until this point. There was like no reason to get hyped until this point.
No, I think you're wrong on that. I think they did an excellent job in some of the cinematic trailers of
but
these
then
new
again-
style monsters, this
Yeah,
new style
I agree
technology.
with
What
that.
the fuck is going on? I still have faith in this game, but I'm just saying, reveal wise, technical wise, presentation wise,
dropped the ball.
It took a little bit. And I wouldn't say drop the ball. It just took a little chunk out of my
Like,
excitement.
I don't want to see any more until it comes out.
Yeah, pretty
no
much.
More, no
And
more.
like I said,
Because I want to be surprised at everything, and I want to go through this. So they did show some new female characters that'll be traveling with them, 2 different characters, and one eats a fucking beetle in the weirdest
like a
mocap
bird,
look.
yeah.
People don't eat like
They
that.
just
Maybe
wanna
they
be
do. I
shock
don't
value,
stare
man.
at you while you eat, Joe. But
But to me, it's like, it doesn't matter how impressive your CGI trailers are, because look at things like Star Wars The Old Republic. Best fucking trailers ever made for a video game, the game sucked.
yeah.
So
they-
for me,
well,
until I see the game, I don't
I don't know
care.
about suck, but it was a disappointment. Yeah.
Yep, I don't
Then we
care.
move on to Neo 2. They didn't really talk much about it or show much of it off. It's death. You're gonna conquer death. Something with death going on this next time around.
First game was fantastic.
Yeah. So it could be very interesting. It could be another hit for them. Then we go to Spider-Man. Amazing game. I got that interview, got my hands on it for the first time. I know we've seen Spider-Man the last year and the year after that,
Yeah.
but this is the first year we're about to get this thing. And I'm telling you guys, this thing has potential
The
to be
combat
9,
looks
10.
so fluid, though.
It is so
looks cool.
fun.
It made
Yeah.
you
It is
feel
so
like
fun.
Spider-Man.
Did you see my interview? All that footage is me doing
Yeah.
stuff, and that
You
was
look
the
like a pro.
first. I know that was the first time I touched the controller, and I had to momentarily pause at what was happening, and then you
Because
see a
that
dude
mid
flying
cutscene.
off in the back. It looks it's so much fun, guys.
Yeah.
It's very
Very hyped
fluid.
for
It
this
looked
one.
really
I
intuitive.
would be surprised if this thing gets any less than a 9 from me. They would have to really fuck up and be one of the shortest experience and have one of the worst stories. Guys, pre-order
He
that
already
shit.
has like a good setup.
I know. It's pre-orderable, Spider-Man exclusive. This is another exclusive thing. So let's talk a little bit about the exclusives that we've seen so far with Sony. And this is why it's not a complete disaster. Their presentation was a disaster. Their games were better.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so Last of Us, that's exclusive. Ghost of Tsushima, that's exclusive. Control, we don't know. I don't think so. Resident Evil, that's exclusive. Bathtub Guy, I think that's exclusive, but we don't know. We don't
No
know
idea.
on that one. Let's withdraw that. Kingdom Hearts 3, not exclusive. Death Stranding, that is not exclusive.
I have no idea.
No, I don't
it
think
is.
it's.
No.
I don't think that's exclusive. Neo 2. That's probably exclusive, but I'm
They
not
ported
for sure.
Neo 1 onto
They didn't.
PC,
They
but
didn't
it
put.
took a while.
They need to put more emphasis in their show. Exclusive, kind of thing, right?
Well, then you get the Microsoft thing where they
The
say
messaging.
everything is a console exclusive.
Yeah, but
not.
it's
It's on
bullshit.
every freaking system.
Yeah, they say
Yeah.
console launch exclusive. They
Yeah.
have like 9 different terminologies to confuse
it's just
people.
lying and marketing
Exclusive.
at this
Anyways.
point.
Xbox is exclusive.
So you got after Spider-Man was talking heads again, and then but it was such a poor ending. You didn't know, is the show over?
I didn't know if it was over.
because it was the
And we
same
were gonna end-
exact
we were
thing.
gonna
Same
end-
thing. I was
I
like,
was
is there
gonna
a
end-
second part to this? Like,
Yeah.
I was looking for another video.
But then they're talking for a long time, and then they kind of start showing trailers of other things, and then when they recap, you're like, okay, I think this shit is over.
Yep.
But then they had a reveal after that. When you think it's over, it's like Dassini
I have no
from
idea
software,
what to say.
some
Yeah, from
artsy
software.
fartsy thing from software. I don't know what it's about, but I just didn't even know when the damn thing ended. So
Yep.
really, I'm concerned for Sony.
So am
I smelled all their corporate bullshit. I smelled all their detachment from gamers, and it really concerned me. And I'm not talking about Sony UK. Sony UK, if you're in the UK, Sony treats you right.
They
man.
do.
They really do. Seriously. I guess in the US, there's just too many people coming to get the fuck out of here. Just get away from us. And in the UK, there's not enough. They're like, yeah, come on. You want in? Let's do it. You want? Yeah, we got great games. Come on. You know what I mean? That is the impression I'm getting from Sony. If a Sony rep is watching and they don't agree with that, please email me. Let's get into touch here, because you're losing me, man. And I was all about Sony. You know what I mean? This new generation, it fucking flipped. I was a huge Xbox fanboy, and now I feel like Sony's killing it, and the Xbox is not. They're trying to get back on their feet. And we'll talk about Microsoft because they are getting back on their feet, and I'm starting to get the hints and smell of a turnaround. And I'm like, let's. Well,
There's no way.
I want.
Not
You
at
don't
this
think so?
point. Not till the next console
Telling
system.
you, man.
Nope.
But
no way.
with those amazing reveals and those exclusive games, I still think that Sony won in games, not in presentation. In presentation, it was Microsoft, which was super surprising to me. So I would actually put Sony. I'm actually putting Sony up a little higher than I originally had. So that's our impressions of the Sony conference. What would you give it out of 10?
It was like a 5 for me. Like a 5
Wow,
or 6.
that's real low.
Yeah, I was gonna say like a 7.
5 or 6. I mean, watching it from a stream end live.
Yeah.
I hated it. Like the whole presentation. I loved the games. I hated the presentation.
Yeah.
And judging by everybody that was in the stream watching it, we were like, what the fuck is going on? Why is this so unprofessional? Where are the games?
When you factor in the presentation in the
Yep.
games, then that's where the score gets lowered. For me, I'm a 6. 6
Yeah.
out of 10 for Sony.
7.
Joe probably hasn't had some of the same experiences
You
watching
got to
all
skip
the
it.
previous, and you got to skip it. And there's previous Sony conferences where they've absolutely nailed it.
Oh,
and when
yeah.
you compared it to this one, it's like, uh-oh,
I agree.
what's happening here? And I'm hoping it's just because they tried to do something different this year. You fucking failed. Okay? Don't do that again. Do it much better next time around. Otherwise, I will be legitimately worried about. I'm starting to get worried. I'll be legitimately worried about you. But luckily, your first party studios are killing it.
Yeah, they're
And your
slaying.
first party
Yeah.
titles are killing it. You got third party titles, fine. But your first party is killing it. So you maybe don't have to worry, but don't get complacent. Don't get complacent. That's what I'm saying for Sony. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next Angry Joe Show.